So you guys like the gas station, didn't you? So we've got this thread of random encounters, which gas station, that's all it was. It was just a book of random encounters. So we got about 100 copies left, so if you're interested in it, check it out. Links down below. But look, let's jump into this. What random encounters have you came across recently? You know what? Actually, I'll give you one. There was this guy that used to cycle about our town, and he was an old man, so he was, but he was like an homeless old man. I don't know if he was homeless, he just looked homeless.
Oh, Desi.
Desi, yeah, well, that's his actual name.
You can just say Desi.
Yeah, well.
It's alright.
Is he still alive?
No.
No, he died there.
No, wait.
He might still be alive. He was in a care home last I heard.
Oh, I think he died.
He might have died. He was old, like, his legs must have made out of iron, though. I'm not even joking.
The way he cycled.
I would see him cycling every day. He's like, right, bye. And
he wore an old sailor's captain's hat with a big fluorescent, like, workman's high-vis jacket on.
There was one time I saw him with a motorbike helmet on.
Yeah. Flying up the motorway.
He was kind of like a local cryptid.
Yeah.
Because everyone knew who he was, but everyone had, like, different names for him.
Yeah.
And
same with
was a local homeless
that sounded
man.
like a different word that you just said there.
Well,
because
okay.
of your speech impediment. James.
Alright, okay, so you say his name then, just so people.
Rigger. R-I-G-G-E-R.
Yeah, well, that's what we called him anyway. That's what everyone knew him as. Anyway, there's a ton of, like, stories about him. So there's, like, I'd say one of the funnious ones.
What, he shagged his sister in the phone book?
Yes!
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you saw that one day. He was on the bus going home from school, and he was just, like, this was, like, middle of the day, just fucking his sister.
Shagging his sister in the phone book?
Yeah, that was the whole family were alcoholics. They were crazy alcoholics, though.
Crazy alcoholics.
Like, Mel.
And then the other one, Touchy.
Which one? Oh, Touchy, yeah.
But she was called Touchy, she was called Merry Christmas, she was called Mrs. Welly, bitch.
Yes! Tell the business, explain why she's called Mrs. Welly.
Because she walked about in red wellies the whole time, she was like Paddington.
Yeah.
No, she walked about with a wee pulley trolley, like a wee granny trolley thing.
Yeah.
And she just went about touching things, like Ben Hoken, but like not Ben Hoken, but like Ben Hoken weird shit. They used to spit your chewing gum out and she lifted it up and tapped it like 10 times and put it back into the bin. Like, she was weird.
My personal favourite.
And then, like,
well, no, go for it.
The story was not, like, all of her kids got took off her and, like, she's touching things, trying to find, like, clues and where they are and shit. Like, they were, like, and then she died a couple of years ago and, like, 5,000 people turned up at her funeral because everybody knew who she was.
Oh, yeah, everyone does. The other one of my friends thought he got cursed by her. Like, he actually
did. I'll never forget the day I was walking, and it was, like, winter, so it was, like, dark at, like, 4 o'clock, and we were walking past one of the estates.
Yeah.
And we had one of our wee friends with us at the time.
Oh, I know who.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, okay, just for a bit of context, this guy's called White Danny.
White Danny. Because there was 2 Dannys. There was Black Danny and White Danny. And they were called Black Danny and White Danny.
And White Danny was, whiter than me.
Yeah. And he was scared of everything, absolutely scared of everything, and we were walking through the estate and we looked at one of the houses and there she was, Touchy, up the window, but she didn't have a cloth in her hand, but it looked, she was like cleaning her window with nothing, just her hand. And we dared him to go and knock the door, and he's like, oh no, so we pushed him through the gate and closed the gate behind him. We were like, go knock the door, and he walked closer and closer to the door, but it was like a horror movie. She was like moving her hand and staring at the window, and then her head like swung round towards him, and then she was gone. She was sprinting through the house towards the front door, and the squeals of that running through the garden.
What age was Danny at the time?
He was like 12, 13. We were like 15, pushed him through the fence, but we legged it, but he couldn't get the latch open. All you heard was the rattling of the gate because he couldn't get out.
I know a good few people that. Oh, and then the other ones were. This is true. Actually, this to do with gypsies. So it was.
Gypsies stole our lawnmower.
Did they?
Yeah, they broke into our garage and stole our lawnmower one time.
Fucking people. You know what? I'll get done for hate speech if I talk about gypsies for too long. But I could never get over this. Megan's mum was telling me that they would come around to the house all the time.
Oh yeah, no, that was the rag woman.
You tell the story.
That was the rag woman. She used to come and knock on the door and ask, did you want things? But they sold like random shit. Like it would have been like a box of matches, a couple dirty rags, or like bottle caps and stuff.
Yeah, like clothes pegs.
Clothes pegs and stuff. And you had to buy something off them because everybody was scared in case you didn't buy something off, they put a curse on you. So you had to buy like one clothes peg. And my nanny always had money sitting on the windowsill inside the house for the rag lady coming round. So if she was out and one of the kids was in the house going, you have to buy something. So there was always like 10p or something sitting to buy something.
Yeah, like, honest to God, like, you guys may laugh
You don't
at
fuck
me.
with Irish gypsies.
No, I'm telling you now, like, now, so I don't believe in magic, I don't believe in ghosts, I don't believe in any of that sort of stuff, right? However, see, when it comes to some gypsies I've came across, their ability for divination is quite frankly terrifying. Do you want to give the one about so your cousin, she went to
Clairvoyant.
she went to one of these gypsies, right? And talking to her granda that died not that long ago. He died
October 2020.
Yeah, so 2 weeks before we found out Megan was pregnant, right? And so she went, and there was some really interesting stuff about that, like stuff that you would never have found out, stuff you could not have known about. And also, the one that went, she doesn't have Facebook. She hasn't had Facebook for
years because her ex-husband's mental.
Yeah, so she's not on any social media, like, at all, like, nothing.
Bar Instagram, but her Instagram's completely private.
And even then, so the ability to search people up, because normally
when this happened, she went in, I would say...
September?
No.
October?
No, it was the January.
Was it the January?
Of this year.
Oh, was it? No, it was before that.
No, it was before that, sorry. It was like the summer.
Yeah, it would have been.
Of last year, and my granda came through and first of all was telling her stuff about her ex-husband and kids and stuff like that, and then next minute my granda grabbed his hand and banged it off the table. This is what the clairvoyant was saying. He's banging it off the table and he's saying, somebody in your family drinks a lot of rosé wine, which was my mum.
Yeah.
And he's banging the table and saying that if she doesn't stop, she won't have much time left and she's going to get ill. And my mum's dead.
Yeah. Within under 10 months.
It wasn't because of the wine, though.
No, it wasn't anything to do with that.
She went to one in January this year. My mum was still alive at this stage, and the woman said, there's someone in your family who's very close to you who's not very well at the minute. Cancer. And my cousin said, yeah. And the clairvoyant said, there's 3 different types here, but one's going to take over from the rest of them, which was true.
Yeah.
And she also told my cousin the dates.
Yeah.
She said it's going to be end of February, early March.
Yeah.
This person passes away. It's going to be very quick.
Yeah.
And my mum passed away on the 3rd of March. So.
Yeah. Honestly, see, it's stuff like that. Now, again, I don't blame you for being like skeptical and being like, oh,
James doesn't believe in ghosts, but live in this house.
Look, there's been some really
for about
spooky,
2 weeks, and you'll see it.
There's been a lot of spooky stuff in this house. But like, you know what? Are we going to even jump into this thread? We're like 10 minutes in and we haven't even come.
Well,
you know what? This is going to be a random thread of us talking about weird encounters that could work out into whatever, into your games. Like, you know, like we've talked about a few things. I do feel like gypsy magic is something that's really underutilized.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's something that a lot of people just don't have a very clear understanding about. Most of the time it's divination.
Yeah.
It's 90% of their magic is divination.
Yeah.
I would buy into...
So there's me whenever I was pregnant. I went to one whenever I was pregnant.
Yeah, you did. You recorded it, so you did actually.
Yeah, I went to one whenever I was pregnant, and she said to me, you have a terrible fear of dying during childbirth, and that was like my biggest fear. I was like, I'm going to die during childbirth, like, and then James is going to be left raising the Wayne.
There is a bit of a... So Megan's granny nearly did.
Yeah, but my granny nearly did because my uncle was so big.
Yeah, it was the first child, the oldest one.
Yeah, I think he was 11 pound.
Yeah.
And they kept saying that Ozzy was like...
They
were like, oh, he's going to be like 11 pound, he's going to be 10. And I was like, I'm going to die. Something's going to happen, I'm going to die. And she said to me, you're scared of dying during childbirth? And I was like, uh-huh. And she said, you won't. She says, your granda's here. And he says, look, everything's going to be fine, stop stressing about it. And your granda has also said that he's happy about the name choice.
Oh, yeah.
He's happy about the name choice. He didn't think he would be, but he's so proud and he's over the moon because we put my granda's name as Ozzy's middle name, and whenever my granda was alive,
he hated his name. It's hyper takey.
Yeah.
It's one of those names, like, if you were in Northern Ireland and you heard his name, you would know automatically Catholic. And honestly, where we live, it's like, it's just putting a target on someone.
Yeah.
Essentially. Especially
but, like,
the
it's his middle name, so it doesn't matter. But if he was alive, he would have, like, cursed me out if I ever named our child, like, that name.
Yeah.
And we were all laughing, going, oh, he'd roll in his grave. And then for him to come through but her to say that as well. And I hadn't, obviously I was pregnant, I hadn't put his name out anywhere, you know, for anybody to know. And then that we were looking for a car and stuff. Remember he said about looking for, there was so many weird stuff that she was bringing up.
It was
and there was something wrong with my blood.
Oh yeah, there was actually.
Yeah.
That honestly, see some of that sort of stuff. It's like, do you work for MI5?
I know.
Do you have
how
on earth do you have? Are you linked into my phone? Like, it's to the point of, I don't believe there's one person that.
As soon as I walked into the room as well, and sat down and told her that I was pregnant because she just thought I was really fat. I think, no, I'm like nearly 9 months pregnant. And she was like, oh, I just thought you were really overweight. And I'm like, thanks. Make a pregnant woman feel good about herself. And she was like, you're having a boy, aren't you? And I went, yeah. And she's like, no, I can tell you're having a boy.
It's weird. It's like, see some of this sort of stuff. As I say, I think most people are just never going to believe us over this sort of stuff. But once you actually, like, listen to them, like, pretty much Megan and her cousin would always go, they say you're not allowed to record them, by the way, but they do. You know what I mean? You just record it because you like to show people what they come up with, you know what I mean? You're not supposed to record them. They don't like it when you record. But then again, if, like, you know, you could make that argument of, well, if they don't like being recorded, they're going to know that you're recording them. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they don't know because they would have fucking said to you.
Yeah, exactly.
So, again, like, there's give and take to it all. What other random encounters have we had? Oh, you got on topic with your granda, him getting chased by the dog.
That wasn't my granda.
Who was it?
That was my nanny's dad.
Oh,
my great granda.
Oh, there you go for it.
My great granda, he was a gambling man. He gambling man and a drinker, and he went one night to a bar somewhere. I don't know.
When was this? But this has been like 1920s.
Probably. No, my nanny was alive at the time.
Oh, so like 1930s.
My nanny was a little girl, so 1940s maybe. He was out somewhere and he was having a drink and he was gambling and he was losing and he decided to cheat on the cards. And he was cheating and he won and he took the money home. And on the way home, a dog came around the corner, a black dog came around the corner and started following him. And he just thought somebody's dog got out of the garden or whatever. Didn't think anything of it, but it was following him for quite a while. And he said every time it turned back, it seemed to get bigger and bigger. And the closer he got to home, the closer it got to him. And he turned around just before he crossed the road to get into his house. And the dog's eyes were glowing and it took a run at him. And he was running up the road and my nanny said she remembers her mum staring out the window watching him run up, but there was nothing chasing him. And there was this dog, big black dog, chasing him, bounding, and it was twisting and turning into different shapes and everything, chasing him. And he eventually was able to come into the house and close the door, and he's convinced he saw the devil that night because he was cheating at the cards. And he never once after that picked up a card game.
I believe you. I believe you. Mm-hmm. Apparently that's quite a common. It's called the black dog. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's the devil though, but apparently that is quite common. British Isles folklore, the black dog. Yeah. There's a few different names for it, and it's showed up in different places. Yeah. You know, but it's actually one of the more common ones. It's kind of like vampires that kind of just show up from time to time. Yeah. Black dogs. I don't really understand why though.
Right, you slimy human maggots. We has been working hard at Neckbeardia to get the bestest little people that monies can buy. We got all the boys here. We got the boys, the lizard boys, vampire boys, all the boys over at Neckbeardia. Oh, we also got some pretty girls too. But I can't really make out which one's the boys and which one's the girls sometimes. But anyway, I need more monies to get more duckers, so get on over and order some now, you filthy pigs.
Every video that we post, we're going to be giving away all of our homebrew content to one lucky winner. Every video. All you have to do to be in with a chance to win is to be subscribed, leave a comment, and like this video. And today's lucky winner is this guy.
Well done! Well done! To claim your prize, just send an email to neckbeardia@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the video.
For some other, like, less spooky encounters, there was, as I say, we'll go back to Ligger, so we will, the homeless man. And one of the funnier ones about him was, so he was an alcoholic, and I mean, like, mental alcoholic, like, crazy, like
unhinged
type of alcoholic.
Yeah.
He wouldn't do you any harm now, and he wasn't known for thievery or anything, but he was just rough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's one of those guys, like, yeah, you would see him, he would sit in the middle, he would sit in the square, so he would.
Yeah.
Just sit and drink and, like, piss himself and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the thing was, he had a house, so
Yeah.
he did. That's the weirdest thing about it.
He had a house and it was paid for, it wasn't rented.
Oh, yeah, it was paid for, but there was one time... he cut his front door down for firewood.
For firewood, yes. I remember that.
Holy fuck. Like, again, kind of sad, but it's one of those ones like, I think I'd rather
And
have...
then the I Love My Lips lady.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah.
She ran about Belfast and she showed up everywhere across Northern Ireland for like a good space of about a year. She showed up everywhere. There's videos flying about everywhere of her. And she used to sing about I Love My Lips, and she made like her own hats and all, and had random, they had like trolley baskets and all stuck on them. And then she wrote a song about Tony Blair, how she loved Tony Blair, and she's like, I love Tony Blair, I want him to touch my hair. It was so weird.
They are my lips. They're not your lips. They belong to me. They're for drinking tea. Lips, 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 lips. Boom, boom.
What other local cryptids are there for Northern Ireland that we can use?
Oh, there's so many. There's so many. Well, whenever you're talking about cryptids are like the lesser seen. And you can put in all of our fucking politicians at this stage. Cryptids, you never see them working.
That's cheating, though, so it is. That's cheating. Honestly, Americans beat us to that. Honestly, you see, when it comes to like American queer politicians, they all look like they worship Molochs. So they do.
Yeah.
It's really bad. Like, our ones are just corrupt. I don't think
they don't show up to work, but they get full pay.
Yeah, I think our ones are just suffer from extreme corruption. Mm-hmm. They don't suffer from demon worship. Which here you could throw that on. Yeah, that's a cult generator right there, so it is. But no, right, so back on gypsies, just because we know gypsies. So there was gypsies that decided, so our school, the school me and Megan went to, it's kind of like in the countryside.
Yeah.
So it is, well, it
is. It's in the arse end of nowhere now.
Yeah. Anyway, gypsies decided to move in, so they did.
During the summer one time and
they took over the school. So
on the hockey pitch.
Yeah.
And just took over the school. And we didn't start late. We started late that year because they couldn't get them out.
Yeah, we got an extra week of summertime because they couldn't get the
gypsies out of the grounds.
Yeah. So I think that's something to work with. I think that's a weird enough encounter.
I know, they still stole my lawnmower. My dad had to go and pay like £140 for a new lawnmower. He was raging.
I like, honestly, see, when it comes to gypsies, they're an interesting bunch. So the one thing I actually find really interesting about them is, and I won't get into too much bother talking about this, but so gypsies really only came about in the past like 1,000 years or so. Irish gypsies in particular. See, when I talk about gypsies, so many Americans start talking about...
And I'm not talking about Irish travellers who live in
England.
They're a different breed of gypsy.
Yeah,
I'm talking about actual Irish gypsies.
I'm talking about Irish gypsies specifically.
Even though the Irish travellers who live in England, yes, they speak with an Irish accent, but I'm telling you, you can tell an Irish gypsy to an Irish traveller.
There's a big difference, but I can't exactly explain to you.
But whenever you're talking to one.
Oh yeah, you do. It's they stick out.
It's not an Irish accent.
So the thing is, right, when it comes to Irish traveller and gypsies, they only really come about 1,000 years ago, and the thing is with them, they do actually have a kind of a distinct look about them, because they have actually been, genetically speaking, isolated for pretty much 1,000 years, and they actually have been, when it comes to even like their customs and their traditions, you could argue that they are the last true Celts of Europe as a whole.
Alright.
No.
Don't push it.
No, okay, let me explain myself though.
Have you been to Cork?
No, but what do they have? So they still have the warrior culture. They still love their horses. They love horse racing. You can't say that they don't love a fucking horse racing.
Remember the gypsies went to our school? Used to come in and out of school with a horse.
It's funny as fuck.
Remember them? Used to race up and down the road.
They do keep a lot of. There's a lot. You could read a lot about ancient Celtoid or Germanic peoples, and you could apply a lot of that same stuff to Irish gypsies today. And you would be surprised, I think, at how much still applies to them culturally, whereas compared to like settled peoples, if it were, there is it's actually kind of spooky how much they keep their branch of religion. It's Catholic, but it's not. It's a weird Catholic. It's kind of like, it's the way I view it. It's kind of like even whenever the UK, even whenever the British Isles was all Catholic, the English still hated the Irish because it wasn't the right type of Catholic. Does that make any weird sense? And that's kind of what we've got today with gypsies. It's like, they're still Catholic, but it's like weird Catholic.
Yeah, we're like, and then like Romanian gypsies are completely on they're on a different level. They scare me. Yeah, they are. They
kind of give me the heebie-jeebies, so they do. But look, enough about gypsies.
You want to see an Irish traveller? Conor McGregor.
He's not like
James.
He's from an estate, like.
No, he's pure. Look at him. Just look at him. The way he gets on. Yeah, he's from Talgott, but like, come on.
I can see some of it. I can definitely see some of it.
Yeah.
Like, he's got the not to sound like it, but he does have the skull.
Yes, he does.
He's got the skull
sheet.
He
does.
That's what they've all got. I'm not even joking. They all have the exact same sheet. Like, they've all got very distinct characteristics.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense? And again, because they have been genetically isolated, they still do keep a lot of weird, different appearances. Honestly, I would say when you think about it, you could almost argue that it's like looking at it's like going back in time almost. They have kept their...
What are you gonna say?
No, but they have, like, there has been a lot of mixing with, like, English, Scottish, like, all of the UK, all of the British Isles has had, and even a lot of French, or even Spanish at that. There has been quite a bit of genetic diversity, in quotations, within Ireland for over the past 1,000 years or so. Looking at you, Protestants.
Apparently North African as well.
Oh yeah, Megan got 10% North African on her.
Not 10.
It was like 5 or something. But anyway, look, that's what I'm trying to say. If you wanted like a snapshot of what the people of Ireland looked like 1,000 years ago, look at Irish gypsies, and that's I think that's one of the more interesting ones.
Yeah.
Because you don't really get that in this day and age. It's something that's unusual. It's very strange. I don't know if that's...
I don't know what this video is.
I have no idea what this video is. It started off...
We might do this thread as an actual video.
Yeah, I think we will. We will do this thread as an actual video, because I think it's actually a really fun one.
Yeah.
But we kind of just wanted to talk about our own
random encounters.
Tell
us your own random encounters. Like, have you ever been on like the subreddit, like Let's Not Meet? Like, let's do that.
Yeah, I think we could do something like that. I think we could definitely work with it. Quick off before we finish off though, I've got a random encounter, so I do. So I used to know this guy years ago, and he was scummy, to say the least.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
No, I don't think... I'll give you his initials. SD, so I don't know if you know him. Anyway, I knew him from years ago, and he was like proper, like one of those boys that was just like... If an American would... You would recognize him as white trash, but he's not white trash. He was very different, but he had like... He was one of those boys who just... You knew finally like, he was big into his joyriding in the 90s. Does that make sense? What was like Northern Ireland joyriding in the 90s was just a big thing.
Up
so
the
it
falls.
Yeah, he was one of those boys.
Around the Devil's Flat.
Yeah, and he had a motorbike, and I always thought he was going to fucking kill himself on that motorbike.
Yeah.
But there was one time, I hadn't seen him in a while, and he got a car suite, and I was like, holy good fuck. And I was just walking along, so I was, and I see this white, it's like an old white BMW from like the 80s though, it was like old as anything, and it's ripping it up the road, so I'm like, what the fuck is this? And he like handbrakes it, and he like pops out the window and goes, like, James, you! And he's just by himself, and I mean, this is like at 2 in the afternoon, I'm like, what did she say or whatever? And he whips, fucking, and it's like, and like, it's not like on a busy main road, like, this is just like a housing area, like, fucking handbrakes it. Oh no, I've got another encounter. Actually, this was with my mate. I was only like 13 at the time. We were going down to this like club thing, alright? And
club thing?
Yeah, it was down. I'll tell you the name of what it was we were going to. But anyway, my friend's brother, a lot of people knew his brother, and we were walking along and we were about to go in. And there was a wee saxo, lead saxo, that was everyone drove back in. And there was a guy with the Michael Jackson mask, and he popped out, he was like the sunlight, and he goes, hee hee, and he goes to my mate, he's like, oh hey, so-and-so, and he like whips around, and then just keeps going. But the thing was, it's because everyone knew his brother, so but he has no idea who he was. Michael Jackson popped out, no one knew, like, we still don't know to this day who that guy was with the Michael Jackson mask on. I thought it was really funny though at the time. It was like one of those like, and anytime I tell people about it, no one ever believes me because it sounds so ridiculous. And you're right, it is fucking ridiculous, but
it happened. It's not ridiculous that it definitely happened. I can tell you it happened.
Do you guys have any experiences where if you weren't there, no one would have believed you? No. Or
if there wasn't somebody with you.
Yeah, our biggest one I think for me and you is our cat could talk.
No. Yeah, our cat could talk, but my other biggest one was I was sitting outside the bus station one day. It was after school, and I was hanging about the bus station, and we were standing outside the front doors, you know, the sliding doors?
Yeah.
We're standing there, but like right outside the front door, there was like a tree planted. And it has one of those, like a fence you get around it. This woman was coming off the train.
Yes!
This woman was now it was me and about 3 of my friends. We're all standing at the front. We were like 14 having a cheeky smoke before we went up home, and she got off the train, came out, and she had a really long skirt on, but she walked over to the tree, lifted her, cocked her leg like a dog, pissed, shook her leg, and walked on.
There is toilets in the bus station.
Yeah, there's toilets in there. There's toilets in the train as well. But anyway, she cocked her leg, pissed, and shook her leg as if, you know, like dogs do, and then walked on, and we all sat and watched it, and nobody said anything for about 10 seconds. It was the silence, and we all turned to each other and went, did she just piss on that tree? I went, I thought I was seeing things. No, there's actually a puddle of piss.
No, okay, I've got one, but my one's from the perspective of the policeman, so it is, right? Okay. I think I've told this story, I can't remember. Anyway, me and my mates, we were drinking, so we were like 14, 15, whatever, and we got our bottles of cider, and we ended up getting skipped by the police, so we did, and they ended up searching us, and what happened was, they were searching us, and one of my friends had a block of cheese in his pocket.
Oh yes. And like actual cheese. This is
like
for drugs. This is like
it had like a bite like Wallace and Gromit style like bite mark out of it. Right? And then the look of fucking disgust from the police when we pulled that out. He's like, what is this? He's like, it's cheese. Like, why?
Now this is the same fella that got hit by a car over a slice of cheese.
He just goes, mate, I just really like cheese. So yeah, that's definitely a random encounter. If you were the
police officer,
if you were the policeman, I think I would be talking about that. Yeah. I'd be telling like, what's the weirdest thing you've ever found on someone? Block of cheese
with a big bite mark stuck out of it.
It was a look of absolute disgust and horror. It was like as if he was pulling out like a head out of it. It was like a murder. Like the look of like, what the fuck is this? Oh fuck, man!
But let us know your random encounters down below, and we'll probably do this. Like we didn't even touch this there. We'll do this for another video.
Yeah.
And you'll actually get the thread next time. We just wanted to talk shit. So like, thanks for staying and talking shit with us. Talk shit in the comments though.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think, and check out the website and all that good stuff. Yeah. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye bye.
Bye.